We must know that when we are in the midst of seemingly uncertain times, we are still on God's mind. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know how it's going to get worked out. You don't even have to have a plan that know how you're going to fix it. But you got to know, as a child of God, that you are on God's mind. There's nothing that you ever gone through in life, and you were his child, that you were not on his mind. Verses 1 through 3 says, Jeremiah wrote a letter from Jerusalem to the elders, the priests, the prophets, and all the people who had been exiled to Babylon by King Nebuchadnezzar. This was after King Jehoiakim, the queen mother, the court officials, the other officials of Judah, and all the craftsmen and artisans had been deported from Jerusalem. He sent the letter with Elisha, son of Shaphan, and Gemariah, son of Hilkiah, when they went to Babylon as King Zedekiah's ambassadors to Nebuchadnezzar. This is what Jeremiah's letter read. God's people had been exiled. They didn't quite get some things right. And you know, the Bible says we reap what we sow. God will punish you, but it doesn't mean that God hates you. The Bible says he actually chastens those whom he loves. God will give us a spanking because he loves us. God won't allow us to get away with some things that other folk get away with because he loves us. I can't sit and say, well, God, how you let so-and-so, how you let so-and-so, you and so-and-so might not have the same relationship with God. But when God loves us, when we belong to him, he'll spank our bottom sometime. He'll make us reap what we sow. But we have to be clear and understand it's not that he hates us. It's that he knows how much potential that we have. He doesn't want us to waste that potential. And so the children of Israel made some mistakes. And God let Nebuchadnezzar, God allowed Nebuchadnezzar to become king and take God's people, defeat God's people, and take them into captivity in Babylon. Didn't mean that God hated them. But even in captivity, God had them on his mind. Even though paying the price for not being as committed as they should have been. Not caring as much about righteousness as they should have cared. Not caring as much about family and what their ancestors had done to get them to that point as they should have. They messed up, and God allowed them to go into, they were deported from their own land. You know, some folk, Nebuchadnezzar come in and deport you. They were deported from their own land and taken into captivity in a strange land. But it doesn't mean that God does not